Hey guys, it's Bro You Whack, and after years filled with Lucioball, legendary skins, and credit card debt, we got our final Overwatch event in the form of the 3rd anniversary remix event, which means we have a total of 37 events, which means that's the perfect amount to rank every single event. Now, just a few things before we start ranking these events. These are only going to be mainline events, which I'll be including the Summer Games event, Halloween event, Winter event, Lunar event, Archives event, Anniversary event, and the 3 anniversary remix events at the very end. But I also want you to know that my list is going to be so different than your list. So rather than disagree with me and call me stupid, I want you to comment down below either what your favorite Overwatch event was, or better yet, what Overwatch event did you start playing Overwatch in? But finally, starting off with the video is the event that started it all, the one that set the bar kind of surprisingly low, the 2016 Summer Games event. This was in the era where they were still trying to figure out not only how skins work, but also how just Overwatch events were going to be moving forward. This was still in the era where they were including 2 legendary skins for the same hero. Zarya, Lucio, and Tracer were the only heroes that got a legendary skin. So looking back on it 6 years later, yeah, we could say the skins were complete trash. But the reason why I'm not putting it in the F tier is because of one single game mode that was bundled in for free, which was just a Rocket League ripoff. Lucioball came with the 2016 Summer Games event, and it was fun. Some people thought it was okay, and a lot of people hated it. So there was a lot of growing room for the very first Overwatch event, but it was a good starting point, which is why I'm going to be putting it in the C category of heroes. A pretty average event with some pretty bad skins, but surprisingly, it only took until the 2nd Overwatch event for Blizzard to not only figure out how they want to run events, but basically set the standard for events that every single event moving forward was always going to be compared to the 2016 Halloween event. Everything about this event was perfect. You got cult classic legendary skins with Witch Mercy that eventually got remixed into another skin, Junkenstein's Monster, and also Pumpkin Reaper, one of my all-time favorite skins. But more importantly, you had Junkenstein's Revenge, which I know a lot of people scoff at because, oh my god, 6 years later, we're still fighting the same Zomniks, still fighting on the same Eichenwald map. But more importantly, it also played on a Halloween design map on Eichenwald, which was one of 2 maps that was redesigned for the Halloween theme. I'm gonna say it right now, is an S tier event. This really set the standard for events moving forward. Like when you have a loot box that looks like a Halloween cradle that is probably one of the best designed loot boxes of all time, that alone deserves the S tier ranking. The 2016 Winter Wonderland event surprisingly sparked a lot of controversy. Like, you think it's controversial for them not to add a new hero for 2 years? That same energy was being held when they added a 3,000 credited legendary Mei skin that doesn't really look all that different compared to her classic skin, really just with the Santa hat. And the reason for it is because, well, her ice block looks like an ice snowman. Yeah, people really weren't happy with that. On top of that, the game mode, Mei Snowball Offensive, people thought it was slow, people thought it was boring, but it also involved a hero that in 2016, people absolutely hated. But then you had King's Row, which I'd argue is the greatest map redesigned to fit an Overwatch event, which is the only thing that keeps it out of the F tier, but it's in the D tier. But to fix the Mei drama, why not make an event inspired from the only Chinese hero in the game with the Year of the Rooster event? They also gave us Capture the Rooster, which was our first limited time game mode, which became kind of like a staple game mode, which a lot of people kind of wanted in competitive rotation. But then they shortly found out after that Capture the Rooster involved a hard stuck meta, which had Symmetra, Bastion, Roadhog, and any hero that didn't really belong in regular competitive thrived in Capture the Rooster. And this was in the era where you had to wait like a couple seconds to actually capture the flag, but you could actually use ability. But then on top of that, we also got Lijiang Tower, the Chinese map, to have a lunar theme. It was really good for the time, with more or less a really great game mode that made it above the average tier, and I think it's deserving of the B tier, mainly just because of the game mode. The Archives event followed a made-up lore story that involved Tracer, Mercy, Reinhardt, and Torbjorn to go into King's Row during a Omnic evasion from these little purple robots that also involved Bastion and Orisa, which was also the time when Orisa came out, where they also got legendary skins inspired from the skins that they wore in the event. This event was just phenomenal as terms of the lore telling. When it came to the skins, this had some of the lamest, but also some of the best skins. This is where we got Blackwatch Genji, Blackwatch Cole Cassidy, and also Talon Widowmaker. This is also where we got like the uniform skins that involved Tracer and Reinhardt that didn't look all that great. I guess Mercy's looks alright, which is why I'm putting it in the B category of heroes, just because of the potential that we ultimately would get delivered on in future Archives events, especially in the Retribution event. But then to celebrate Overwatch turning 1 year old was a kind of unexpected Overwatch event in the form of the anniversary event. An event that not only celebrated the first year of Overwatch, but every event that was held before then. That also included all the skins from every single event, but on top of that, new legendary skins. So this just had content galore for anybody that was just getting into Overwatch. But it also had 3 new arena maps. This is when Castillo, Black Forest, and Necropolis came out, I think alongside maybe competitive FFA, which is why I'm putting it in the A category of events, just because it's so unfair to put it in S tier when it includes all the events. But going into the second year of Overwatch, we really didn't know what to expect from the events, and boy, did they ever deliver with the second year. First, starting with the 2017 Summer Games event, where the first one was inspired by the Olympics and more country-oriented skins. The 2017 one was just straight fun in the sun, which I'd argue probably has some of the best legendary Summer Game skins. But Lucioball is back. Lucioball is back, baby, and better than ever! Everything about Lucioball was improved and turned up to 11. Get it? Because he's a DJ. So his ultimate now got changed. Instead of being able to magnetically pull the ball closer to you, now you just like amp it up. You like Lucio on steroids. More importantly, the greatest competitive game mode to ever hit the stage of Overwatch, competitive Lucioball, was in this event. This event was perfect. The skins were phenomenal. You had a lot of the meme skins, like with Lifeguard Cole Cassidy and Soldier 76 to a Grill Master. Plus, on top of that, you had last year's Summer Games event skins come back, but at a discounted price. This event had it all, and I'd even argue is better than the anniversary event just because of all the improvements that were made, which is why, ladies and gentlemen, I'm putting it in the S category of events, mainly just because you have sexy Cole Cass. That loading screen, I still think about it in my dreams. And then the story continued with the second Halloween event. The Halloween Terror event in 2017 surprisingly improved upon itself from the 2016 one. Now, even though there were improvements with an additional boss in the form of Symmetra, which had a great legendary skin, but what I would have liked to see is maybe a different map. And unfortunately, spoiler alert, we wouldn't get a different map for Junkenstein's Revenge. We continue to play on that freaking bridge on Eichenwald, which is why for 2017, even though it did get improved, it didn't improve as much as the Summer Games event, which is why I'm only putting it in the A category. The skins, man, they got it perfect with the first one, with the skins and even the game mode. They just got it so good. And then here came storming into the room is the 2017 winter event. It's like a storm, like, which I'm sorry. The 2017 winter event was better than the 2016 one. Not by much, though. The skins, I mean, like, you had the Junkrat one, which wasn't even a winter skin. It was a summer skin because Australia is backwards in terms of season. It was still funny, though. I love that idea. You had Snow Owl, which was cool. Casual Hanzo, which eventually got a different iteration. They changed his gray sideburns. I don't know why they decided to patch that. But more importantly, we had Maze Yeti Hunt. Just for Maze Yeti Hunt alone, I'm putting in the C tier. What is probably the most underrated event of all time is the Year of the Dog event, because you forget how much actually came out of this single event. First and foremost, the skins, phenomenal. Not only included the Year of the Rooster skins, but also 4 legendary skins that celebrated lunar creatures with Mercy, Pharah, Zarya, and Genji, which was kind of the first like pack type of skin. More importantly, we got a brand new map, Ayutthaya, that was specifically for Capture the Rooster. But Capture the Rooster got a huge overhaul. No longer do you have to wait to actually capture the flag. Now you can just actually capture it like you could in elementary school, but what you couldn't do was use specific abilities. This was also where we saw the first season of competitive Capture the Flag. So this was really a jam-packed event that I don't see a lot of people talking about. Great skins, great game mode, and was really one of the last events that had a specific map tailor-made to a game mode, which is why I'm gonna be claiming it to be an S tier of events just because it was perfect, man. It was so good and brought so much value to the Overwatch community. But now, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the pinnacle of the Archives event with the 2018 release of Retribution. What the Overwatch team did in the Uprising event, they turned it all the way up to level 27, which also just happened to be the same amount of gigabytes that this update was, all because of the intro that led into the Retribution game mode. This was an event that was literally all focused around the lore. The animation alone, like the animation was something that we've come to expect from YouTube animation videos, but was now in Overwatch. This was really set into motion that we need to see more Overwatch lore, and that eventually bit us in the butt. But we were celebrating in 2018, not only with a great Retribution event, great lore, but also great skins, which is why it's an easy S tier. A lot of 2017 and 2018 events are in the S tier. But now we've reached the second birthday of Overwatch with the 2018 anniversary event, and I'll actually come clean. I forgot that this was actually the first anniversary event where you can not only buy the previous Overwatch event skins, but also play the previous Overwatch event game modes. I thought it came out in the 2017 one just because I'm so used to the anniversary event having the previous events. I will say I was wrong and put the anniversary event in the B tier. And in place of its spot, I'll put the 2018 anniversary event because kind of in an unfair way, it includes all the previous events, including the 2017 anniversary event and all the game modes and all the maps. I'd argue that the 2017 anniversary event skins are much better because it had like the Power Ranger, like Soldier skin and the Genji skin, where in 2018, what, the Force Spirit, Orisa. And then the third year of Overwatch events started with the 2018 Summer Games event, and I'd argue this is when the decline of events started to be more apparent. We got a new map, which was just Busan, but it was really only like a gray pitch and nothing else. And the skins were okay. If you're really into sports, well, boy, do I have some skins for you, because that's literally all the skins that we're focused on. But that was about it for the Summer Games event. It was more or less just a copy and paste with new legendary skins, and at the time, we really didn't like it, but if we were to get that in 2022, we would be so excited. At the time, that's why it's kind of deserving of the B category, is that it was way better than 2016, but it definitely did not live up to the hype or the expectations that the 2017 event set for us. But if you like good skins, then boy, I got an event for you with the 2018 Halloween event, because frankly, that's all this event had. But when I say that this event had good Halloween skins, it probably had some of the best. Slasher 76, Soldier's best skin. Enchanted Armor Farrah, one of the most unique skins of all time that doesn't even have Farrah's skin. Jacqueline and Hammond, Banshee Moira, also the previous Halloween skins, which I try not to ever rank the events based on the past, just what's happening right now in the present. And what's happening right now is not a lot, really just some of the best Halloween skins, yes, but a Halloween themed Chateau-Guillard FFA map, kind of the same theme as the 2018 Summer Games event, where we really expected a lot and we got disappointed with just really new cosmetic items, which again, if we got that now, we'd be so happy. But that's why I'm going to be putting the 2018 Halloween event in the B category. If they would have put Junkenstein's Revenge on the Halloween Chateau-Guillard map, that would have put it probably maybe in S tier, but definitely in A tier. The 2018 Winter Wonderland event, I think, is one of the most forgettable winter events, once again, because there's no like new additions to May Snowball Offensive or May's Yeti Hunt, but I don't think anyone was holding their breath for a new addition to that game mode. But in addition to that, the skins were also kind of like a hit or miss. Like, you had great skins with Sugar Plum Fairy and Krampus Junkrat, but you also had like Snow Fox Lucio and that bear skin with Zarya. The winter event, the bar is so low that you could only really go up from there. And when it comes to this event, I feel like I want to put it in C tier, but it got a little, no, it really didn't get better. I'm putting it in C tier just because it didn't make much improvements and the skins were just kind of like eh. The Year of the Pig event, the most disappointing year, not because it didn't include anything brand new, but because it didn't have a Roadhog skin. How are you gonna celebrate the Year of the Pig and not have a new Roadhog skin? Like, even just the epic skins. This is when we had the general skins with Reinhardt, Zenyatta, some of the worst skins that I think us Western audience really don't appreciate that much. But we also didn't get a new, well, technically we did get Busan, but that was already a map in rotation that was just made for Capture the Rooster. So I'd argue this Year the Pig didn't improve on it, and in fact, it kind of digressed just because the cosmetic items weren't all that good. it's gonna be in D. But the event that followed afterwards had a lot of expectations. You might disappoint us with cosmetic items, but when it comes to lore, this is what the Archives event is all about. And with Storm Rising, well, we definitely got that. We got a lore mission that would eventually be our last. And at the time, we really didn't appreciate what we got. But what's so weird about this mission is that it didn't tie into Retribution at all. And I guess Retribution didn't tie into Uprising that much. And maybe in Overwatch 2, it can finally make sense why we're chasing like Maximilian and why we're chasing that Italian fella in Retribution, but it just seemed like a random mission to play. And on top of that, we didn't have any uniform skins. With Retribution, we got the Blackwatch skins. In Uprising, we got those like purple, no, those blue skins, but in Storm Rising, we just had the normal skins, and that made the skins that we can get in loot boxes suffer as well. The mission was okay, like in comparison to Retribution, no, it got blew out of the water. And the skins, I don't really remember any of the skins other than just, I think, High Roller Hammond and Clown Junkrat, just because that's me. So that's why I'm putting it in C tier, just because we did have a mission that did have some quality animation. But that's really about it. And now Overwatch has turned 3 years old, celebrated by the 2019 anniversary event. And yep, it's more of the same. Something I haven't really been talking about are the other cosmetic items like the emotes and also the sprays with the cards and whatnot, which is really cute. And with the addition of Ash, she also gets cosmetic items. So really, when it came to the 2019 anniversary event, yeah, it was really cool, but like there's nothing brand new. The skins, I'd argue, is some of the best anniversary skins. That includes Honeydew May, which I think is probably one of the best May skins of all time the first time I cosplayed. But that's really it. That was really all that it had. But I mean, is that all that we really expect for the anniversary event? Yep, which is why I'm putting it in B tier. I would put it in A tier, but I mean, 2018 had the addition of bringing back all the events. You just can't beat that. I mean, yeah, 2019 also had too, but 2018 was the first. But if you want new stuff in your Overwatch events, don't look at 2019 and 2020 because you wouldn't get any of that. This was the year when Overwatch events did not add anything brand new, and if they did, it wasn't well received. For 2019 Summer Games event, nothing new. Nothing new to Lucioball, no new Lucioball map, even just a different colored pitch. They could have added a purple pitch and we would have been happy. But the only thing that they added were new cosmetic items. But this is also when they started to draw back the amount, because in the first 2 years they added 100 cosmetic items, and now they're starting to dwindle it down from 50 cosmetic items and all the way down to like 30 and 40 and items like that. But man, even the items, the skins were terrible. This was also when they had challenge skins, when you could play like 9 games or win 9 games and get an epic skin. It was just all bad. They didn't really know where to take the events, which is why for the first time in this ranking video, I'm going to be putting an event in the F category. Nothing new, and the new stuff that they did add was really bad. There's always 3 things people can count on in life: death, taxes, and the Halloween event in Overwatch at least being somewhat fun, and that's the only redeeming factor that this event had. But that's it! No new map, and they didn't even have the challenges at this time. This was also when Overwatch finally came out on Switch, so I guarantee you, if you thought that this year's Halloween event was good, you're probably a Switch player. But if you've been a veteran like me, who I didn't even play the first one, but play the second one, the skins, they were good, they were alright, but it's just... compared to the other Halloween events, it was a letdown, which is why it's in C tier. But up until this point, we've only been going down in quality. Surprisingly, that all changes with the 2019 Winter Wonderland event. Now, did we get a brand new map with this event? No. Did we get new skins that blew out all the other previous winter skins? Kind of. I'd argue Mountain Man Reaper and the Rat Reaper skin were really cool, but the thing that saves this event and makes it better than all the previous winter events is that they finally improved May Snowball Offensive. It's a lot more fast-paced. It's an FFA style, so you're not having to be bogged down by terrible teammates, and that's it. That's the only saving grace. That's why I'm putting it in B tier. Is it better than these other events? Is it better than Storm Rising? You know what? Yeah, it's my video, and I love May Snowball Offensive. May's Yeti Hunt? Now it's the year of our Lord 2020, a year that everyone wishes to forget, and I'm sure Blizzard and the Overwatch team also wishes, because, well, it all started off with the year of the rat. Now, unlike the year of the pig, there was actually a brand new game mode with CTF Blitz. It wasn't much better, but it was at least something. We got Mask Changer Somber, which was an animation skin, so I'd argue that the Year of the Rat was much better than the pig, but just by like a smidget, just because of an attempt of a new game mode and Mask Somber. That was pretty cool. It's gonna be a C tier event. But around the time when people started to stay inside because the whole world was flipped upside down, Blizzard, hey, they still had to make their coin. They told us, give us your stimmy check, and they released the 2020 Archives event a couple weeks before when they typically release it. And they shouldn't have not done that at all, like not even release it, because they didn't include a story mission to be played. And that's the whole point of the Archives event. Like, that's the one thing. The one thing you have to include is a story mission. When you don't include that, yeah, people are gonna kind of get fed up. Now, the only saving grace from this keeping it out of the F tier is that the skins are fire. I mean, you have the leather jacket Ferris skin and the King Jameson skin with the diamond encrusted gun. That's the only reason why I'm putting it in D tier, because this was the first Archives event that didn't have a playable mission. Luckily, the 2020 anniversary event followed suit, and the only thing that's expected is good skins. And it had it. It had Little Red Ash, it had the Submarine Hammond skin, it also had Dragon Mercy, which some people hate and some people only kinda hate. That's why I'm putting it in the B tier, because when it comes to the Archives event, you expect a game mode. The anniversary event, you expect good skins, and it delivered that. Barely. But with how terrible the 2019 Summer Games event was, people's expectations was literally underneath the floor. And surprisingly, Blizzard delivered a little bit more than just floor level expectations. It wasn't much, but they actually did something different. With the Lucioball game mode, they added the remix mode. I love the remix maps with the gold ball and multiple balls and different maps. Like, there was something that really was, it should have been released in 2019, but in the year 2020, yes, we really appreciate, and I'm surprised that they did do in the year 2020. Now, when it comes to the skins, this was also good. Echo got a skin, Farrah got the lifeguard skin, even though Mercy should have gotten it, but the skins were really good. I'd argue this was a good event. Now, when it comes to the 2020 Halloween event, again, it has the benefit of being the Halloween event, being good as it is, and the skins that came with it, even the epic skins, were some of the best epic skins I've ever seen, especially with Ragdoll, Echo, that's one of my favorites of all time, Werewolf Winston, and the cat, the Undead Cat Diva skin for her first Halloween skin was really good. But when it comes to Junkenstein's Revenge, they try to do something different by adding challenges. Like, I think one of the challenges was you can only play with 3 people, and I just feel like it didn't improve on it. If they want to improve on it, they should have put it on Shatu Gyar and have a different feel like that. I'm gonna be reluctant and put it in C tier just because the skins were okay, but it just wasn't like remix level of different. But for the next holiday season, when we were writing our list to Jeff Kaplan, he was not checking it twice because he was writing his own letter of resignation because he was about to get the heck out of there a couple months later. The 2020 Winter Wonderland event, they were still trying to improve upon Overwatch events at this point, and they decided to bring a new game mode with free thought. But once again, no new map, no new theme, but we did get some pretty good skins, Penguin May and Conductor Reinhardt. So that's the reason why I'm putting the 2020 Winter event in the B category. And now going into the new year, we're celebrating the Lunar New Year with the Year of the Ox. And looking back on it, I actually forgot how decent this event was, especially in comparison to next year's Lunar event, which we will get to. It had some of the best Lunar legendary skins. Pale Serpent Widowmaker, Tigress Hunter Ash. It also had the Demon Ox Orisa skin, so some really fire skins. But on top of that, a new game mode! Bounty Hunter, and this one is actually very unique. Any single time you kill somebody that is in the red outline, you then become like the king of the map, and you have to run and survive in its time. It's like a really cool idea, but definitely is an event that deserves the B tier of events. They tried to improve upon the events, they brought us a new game mode, but more importantly, brought us some fire skins, like some really fire skins. But after the slight improvement with the Year of the Ox, everything went downhill with the 2021 Archives event. They just have to bring a lore game mode, and they did it for the second year of the But then on top of that, they decided to have what is probably the worst set of skins of all time. And I understand why they brought it, because the Archives event is a callback to the younger years of heroes. Not when Soldier was in the army of the United States in 1776. It just seemed very random to add those skins. Really, the only new additions besides the skins was the challenges. But at this point, challenges were so overdone that we were so sick and tired of it. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so confident putting the 2021 Archives event in the F tier of events. Anything following the Archives event would be so much better, and the 2021 anniversary event, all they had to do was bring some good skins, and they kind of did that. They had Disco Baptiste, but they failed right out the gate because they didn't make his discus a disco ball, and that's why I'm putting it in C tier, just because they messed up the only cool skin that came out of this event. But going into the final year of Overwatch events, we were just kind of sick and tired of not only events, but just Overwatch in general. We wanted Overwatch 2, but we didn't know when we were gonna get it. The Summer Games event, it was coming out whether we wanted it to or not, and Yeah, there were summer skins, some of the best summer skins of all time, but I just think because they didn't add anything new other than skins, and this was also the point when I think they were just adding skins and maybe a few sprays here and there. And that's why it deserves the C category of events, just because it would be D if it didn't have some fire summer skins. The 2021 Halloween event only has one reason for you to care about it, and that's Mommy Vampire Brigida. Other than that, I mean, it's the same junk and such events. No new bosses, no new maps. Yeah, there were challenges, but I think they only added like 3 new challenges. I don't even know if they did add new challenges. That's why I'm putting this in the D category. They got it right the first time, and they got it even better the second time, and it's just been downhill ever since then. Put it on a different map, please. Now, even though the winter event wasn't much better than the Halloween event, following after this event, we would appreciate this one a lot more because it had a full set of legendary skins, but the cosmetic items at this point was just dwindled down to like the skins. And admittedly, that's what we really care about. Slay Diva was a really good one. Reindeer Rissa, finally, after years of begging for a reindeer skin, we finally got it. At this point, we want Overwatch 2. We don't care about the events. The skins are alright, but it's the same D tier as the Halloween event. But now, ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived to the most infamous Overwatch event of all time. The 2022 Year of the Tiger event that notoriously, infamously had only 2 legendary skins in this event with Mercy and Tracer, and everybody lost it. Everybody hated Overwatch at this point, not only because they still haven't delivered Overwatch 2, but now they're not even delivering the content that they have been doing at the bare minimum. They have found a level underneath bare minimum, surprisingly, in the year of our Lord 2022. Yeah, this is an F tier. Even though the Mercy and Tracer, like, they were fantastic, it doesn't save from the fact that they have digressed drastically. It's frustrating because you also realize that would follow after this event would be the Archives event. They didn't even have that! What would replace the Archives event, and especially the Anniversary event, would be the Overwatch Remix event. What the Anniversary Remix events would do was that it would bring back every single event that you see here 3 different times during the year and allow you to buy the skins and play the game modes throughout the year, but on top of that, get 6 remix skins that were quote-unquote fan favorites. And what a remix skin was a different silhouette? No, it was just a color swap. Like with Mage Mercy, that was just Witch Mercy, but with the white base and a blue skin. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, I'm putting all 3 of these remix events in the F tier, just because like it wasn't new. I appreciate the Overwatch team trying to at least add something in Overwatch when we're trying to transition to Overwatch 2, because at this point we already knew that Overwatch 2 was going to be coming out later on. That it still sucks to see something that was something that we would all look forward to, like when we saw the 2016 Halloween event and then the 2017 with Summer Games event, see it improve from the previous year. We would get excited and wonder like what kind of skins would come out, what kind of game modes there would be, what new maps, and eventually it was literally just copy and pasted Overwatch events with skins that would also just copy and paste it with the flip skin color palette. You see a lot of the early Overwatch events in the top tier just because it was revolutionary at the time. Like we got Junkenstein's Revenge and Lucioball and Capture the Flag and so many great skins in the Anniversary event, and lore. We got lore missions in the Archives event. And maybe this is me just being naive. It makes me hopeful for 2022 because maybe there can be new events, Valentine's Day events, Earth Day events, made-up events like with the Archives event, because that's still something that I hold near and dear to my heart. This is, I think, a good list. Maybe we could have a few more in A tier. I don't know. Let me know what you think about my list and tell me what your favorite Overwatch event is. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. More Overwatch and Overwatch 2 videos to soon come, and hopefully with more Overwatch events. I love you guys, and bye.